How do I make content when it feels like the world is ending? Great question. I don't know. My name is Aisha, and welcome to my YouTube channel, which is called Aisha's Makeup Corner. Aisha's Makeup Corner. Aisha is in a corner doing her makeup. Okay, I want a jingle. I want a jingle so bad. I know that I'm going to get a jingle and it's going to come so effortlessly. I can't force it, but it has to be a play on words because I actually literally am in the corner of my room and my YouTube channel is called Aisha's Makeup Corner. So I feel like I can make something happen. Aisha's in the corner doing her makeup. Aisha's in a corner doing her makeup.
Wrap it up. Exit that way. Thank you.
Or something like that. In the corner with Aisha. In the corner with Aisha. No time out. No time out. No time. But Aisha be in the corner. Something like that. I'm sorry. If you keep seeing me look at myself, it's because I look the fuck good. I look too good right now. If you want to look too good too, you're gonna watch the rest of this video because I go into depth about this makeup look. I was like, what should be my first makeup? What should be my first YouTube video, right? I should be doing what I do best, which is beating the hell out of my face. You see it. You see it. For somebody who's been making content for 6 years, I'm honestly kind of surprised that I haven't made a YouTube channel earlier. But I felt like there was such a commitment with long form content that I didn't have because when I started making content, I was in school. There was a literal global pandemic happening, and we were in quarantine. And so the short form content felt easy and felt fluid while I was literally trying to get my bachelor's degree. And then true to being a first generation Gambian American daughter of immigrants, I immediately went and got my master's. Yes. So then I was back in school trying to get this master's, which, girl, double degreed. Thank you. Recently, just because of like the support of my sisters, my mom, girl, my auntie is like, make us some money, get us out the hood. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. That's a lot of pressure. But I do want to make a YouTube channel. So I kind of went on a hiatus. I didn't really post much during the summer. Love Island had everyone trapped, so I feel like everyone and their mom was forced to make Love Island content. Separate conversation. I was basically trying to make sure I had like all of the details, equipment, but I wasn't like breaking the bank trying to focus so much on the look of it and not actually making the content. I wrote down my notes. I have my life together because I have an iPad. Thank you very much. So I wrote down so many of my ideas and thoughts and themes that I want to do, projects that I want to do. Basically, was just trying to get organized this summer. And girl, I was working like a dog. Day and night. 90 hours in 2 weeks, it was sick. So then I was like, okay, girl, you want to make long form content. You still want to make short form content. You're working full time. You're trying to get your mental health right. You're supporting your mom now. She's retired. Oh, you're trying to get this body right. You're trying to get this mind right. You're trying to get this fate right, this heart right. You're trying to be a good older sister and you got to cook and your car. Girl, the list could go on. So I think I am ready to kind of delve into like YouTube and what that will mean for me and what that will mean for my content. So I'm really excited. This is my first video. Be nice. Be nice and know that it's going to be a little awkward. It's going to be a little awkward. It's awkward talking in a room by myself in front of this little mic. First of all, my mic is literally hooked up to my incense stand. Not too much. So I'm going to be a little awkward. I tried to write a script. That's why I'm not an actress. I don't want to read it. Bear with me. I will be talking up a storm. If you're going to have to watch me for 10 to 15 minutes at a time, I'm going to be yapping. Be prepared. That is your only warning. But let me stop so you can get into this makeup look because I look good, don't I? I look good, don't I? I look good. Okay, let me stop. The urge to have a theme song, like this is an early 2000s sitcom, it's deep in me. I got to fight it every day. Okay, without further ado, let's get on to this makeup look. So I was thinking about it. I was like, what should be my first makeup look for my first YouTube video? This feels very celebratory, right? I want to show y'all like my 30 minutes and I gotta be out the door, low effort, high impact makeup look. Right now, I'm just priming my skin. It should be something easy, something that anybody can do. This is what I wear, like maybe to work on like a day that I want to be a little more dressed up. It's Labor Day, so literally there's nothing to do. I start the first day of school with my students tomorrow, so today is just a rest day. And I was like, this is the perfect day to start filming. I didn't wash my face this morning. I used the Tower 28 toner and I just put some moisturizer on. NYX, you will forever be famous for your brow products. This is their new brow glue. And at first, I didn't really like it because I felt like it didn't have it didn't have a strong enough hold. But when it dries down, y'all, it does not play. I am a brow first girl when it comes to makeup, unless no, I'm always brows first. Sometimes I'm a brows base then eyes girl, but today I'm gonna do brows, eyes, and then my base. I took a break from making content because I was working some crazy hours this summer. And like I mentioned, I was trying to kind of figure out how I was gonna show up on YouTube, what was gonna be my schedule, could I be consistent, and all that. It's kind of hard thinking about like making content, whether it's for money or for fun, when the state of the world is what it is. I like felt tip pens for filling in my brows. This was what my brow looks like unfilled, and this is what it looks like with just a little more dimension, fluffed up. That's the look I'm going for. When it comes to carving out your brow, you need a dollar store art brush and an LA Girl Pro concealer. Holy matrimony. It just makes carving the brows so easy because the shape of the brush is the same as like the arch in your brow. Look at that. Concealer that color that I use for my brow highlight is chestnut. I love makeup because I could just sit and blend and paint and go over blush, powder like for hours. Then what I like to do is go in with a skin tone concealer or foundation to clean up the top of my brow, just so it's easier when I put foundation on my face. There's no harsh line that I have to like buff away later when I do my foundation. Buff out the front so it's not giving boxy. That took me 5 minutes, but to give me 15 minutes alone with my brows. That's really the time that I need to perfect them. You know, right now they're giving sisters. I can make them twins, identical. Fluffy brush, and I go in and buff out all those harsh lines. I like a thinner brow because I have a really small forehead and a really round face, so I don't want my brows to take up more space than they need to. Long and thin, unlike me, that's the look I want to go for my brows. It's always the girls that are like, I don't know what eye look I should do. I just don't do anything on my eyes. Girl, I'm going to show you how to do your eye look. I'm not even going to use eyeshadow. Like, y'all be like, I don't have any eyeshadow. I don't know what to do with my eyes. I just put powder and I walk away. If you have bronzer and you have blush, I'm going to show you how to do an eyeshadow look using the two things you already have. Just putting concealer to make a sticky base to put my eyeshadow on. Made by Mitchell, tread lightly, because we still haven't forgot about Malachi in that sketchbook. But I did purchase these before, and these are unfortunately what I'll be using. So, first of all, I watched all three parts. That had to be well over an hour. That was like a podcast. I was cooking, cleaning, gasping at the audacity. Malachi, just know if you have no fans, I'm dead. To because we are in support of you, honey. That was so crazy. Like every other day, there's like a makeup incident, something mascara gate, lipstick gate, brand gate. Like, why don't people know how to treat each other with common courtesy? And it's these brands that are getting too comfortable because they know like everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody wants a chance to kind of show off their skill and show off their abilities. And I feel like they take advantage of that. But I feel like most of us end up having like end up getting like scammed or used. Brands know that they need makeup influencers. Like we see the numbers of how much money they spend using us, paying us, but sometimes I still feel like they try to cut corners and people like Malachi end up being really hurt at the end of it. And if he didn't share our story, like we would never know, you know? I don't know if you're able to see the shape of this brush. It's kind of a slanted angle brush. Obviously, this powder is well loved. This is my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the color 310. I'm gonna go in and just brighten my brow bone with this color. It's lighter than the concealer that I just put down, and it just gives this smooth airbrush finish. Remember in 2016 when we were highlighting? with highlighting a brown bone with highlighter. Basically, I'm doing the same thing, but with a matte powder. This is the bronzer contour palette that I was talking about. I have the deepest shades. These are the two bronzer colors. I'm going to go in with Fudgicle's Warm Chocolate, and I'm literally just going to put this on the corner of my eye. I'll stop at my pupil, so I want to focus it just on the corner, like so. This is just accentuating the natural pigment that I already have on my eyelids because my eyelids are darker than the rest of me. In on this really warm shade, it's called Henna. I'm gonna layer right over top and bring it up into that brow bone. So no warm shade, warm shade. How easy was that? And that was using all bronzers. This is a very matte eye look, but that's usually what I go for on my like quick out of the house and I'm gone days. I like to use pink as my nude sometimes. This is a blush squad by Made by Mitchell. I'm going to go in with those lighter shades on the bottom. A little bit of pink over that nude. Just a little. Bring it up a little bit because I wanted to open up my eyes. Feel like you lost any of your original brown color, I would just stamp it in again. Light tapping motions are your friend. And now look, brows are done, eyes are done. All matte look, super cute. I'm gonna put on a lash. I'll be right back. Now, will I be making a video telling you how to put on lashes, the best way to put on lashes? If you ask me for it, yes, I will. Can I give you a lash recommendation? No, I can't. Because I can't, I don't remember where I get my lashes from. I get them from the beauty supply. I get them from 7 Mile. I get them from Shein. I get them from Amazon. Anywhere that there's a lash that I like, I buy it. I don't remember where I got it from. Sometimes there be little lash boutiques on Instagram. I'm like, oh my God, let me get some lashes from them. And then I just forget that they exist. So these are the lashes. And they're very like cat eye, short in the front, long in the back. So sometimes I stack my lashes. Sometimes I cut them because they're too long. These lashes are cut, so I don't know. I don't know. Never ask me for a lash recommendation, but if you want a lash tutorial, gotcha. Let's get into this base. I feel like my base routine has been changing a lot recently just because like there are makeup artists like Buche, there's makeup artists like Chelsea that I'm really, really into their makeup looks, and I've been trying to kind of see what works best for me. But one thing that has been remaining consistent is that I do love to underpaint. So let's start there. I start darkest to lightest. So this is Morphe Cheek Thrills, and this is the color Wine and Dine. I put it really high up in this like temple area. And I feel like my blush should make a C shape on my face. I have really, really round cheeks, so I never want to go too low, otherwise my face will sag. Usually when I'm getting ready, I do not wear my hijab because I don't like to get color on it. I feel very restricted when I'm getting ready and my hijab is on. But obviously when I film, I have to have my hijab on. Do not know how the Muslim hotties do it, but salute to you. On there, I use the Deadness of Myricks Color Fix. This is the matte shade in Latte. Put some on the back of my hand, buff it out. And then I apply this right under my eye and into that berry color. And I definitely just use way too much. Okay, I used a little too much. And that's okay because I'm underpainting, but man, okay, that's a lot. Even though these products are matte, they're very easy to blend. They don't dry too quickly. And this color, I don't mind taking it right under my pupil. Kind of very, very much inspired by the Painted by Esther makeup look of like a pinky under eye. I think along with something that I've been thinking about is along with kind of the drama that's within the beauty influencer community space. Obviously, I'm thinking about our current state, like in America, some of the things that I've been seeing as an educator in Minnesota, and just like rights in general for people of color, immigrants, Muslims, etc., etc. I feel like it would be a disservice to kind of talk about how hard things are without being specific on what those hardships are and that not all of us share the same hardships. And also, like, what responsibilities that do we have as people when we don't face those hardships directly, but we know people who do. I think trying to talk about like politics, social justice on social media has been extremely hard with this current administration and censorship. A lot of people struggle with like when and where I can talk about it. When is it appropriate? When is it? But I mean, like, what's happening to us isn't appropriate. So I don't think there's ever going to be an appropriate time to talk about it, right? And also, what might seem appropriate and normal for you, somebody might be like, oh, that's too far. That's not right. You can't say this. You can't say that, X, Y, and Z. And there's people who are willfully trying to censor you because you're spitting the truth and they don't want to hear it. I think for me as a makeup influencer, and that's usually the content that I create, but it's not the only content that I create. I think I'm interested in like what different mediums I can share to support the people that I know and love and support people who are oppressed. One of the things I feel like I can never stop thinking about is whenever I'm doing my makeup, I think about the Sudanese girls that don't have the opportunity to do this. I think about the privilege of having all of these lights set up and being in front of my vanity where people don't have places to go to because they have been displaced by people in power, um, right? Um, Something that I hope to talk about on this platform is the poetry that I write. And oftentimes it is these love letters to the girls of Congo, the girls of Sudan, the girls of Palestine, the people of Yemen and Myanmar, because they are the people that are most on my heart. When I think about making content, I think about talking to them and breathing life into them and being in community with them. I know people are probably tired of hearing this word, but like everything needs nuance. I can recognize that I am in financial turbulence in situations, that there are traumas and hurts that I have to heal from, while recognizing that there are greater institutional powers that are oppressing people who look like me and people who don't, and that I want to be there for them and support them in any way that I can. I'm thinking about a Murray Baraka's quote, which is the artist's job is to raise the consciousness of the people. I'm also thinking about Toni Morrison. We document history and we do language. This is how civilizations heal. So this is kind of my note to all artists that we should still create in times of hardships, but what we create should be extremely reflective of the times. It shouldn't be in a vacuum, and you shouldn't turn a blind eye to things that pain you, because if they pain you, imagine the people that are going through it. Art and pain, art and liberation exist in the same space. They are not separate, and that art should not be a privilege to those that have time to spare. That art is honestly the language of the oppressed, of the forgotten, of the meek. And if you are in a privileged position, it is your duty to support those who are not, simply put. Okay? So, them black squares and being quiet and saying it's not your niche, it's not, it basically sounds like you're saying it's not your problem. It's always one lash that wants to humble you. I'm over here spitting the truth. You see this base? And then my lash says, girl, try again. So rude. And it's always in it, and it's always in a corner. The humbling is crazy. But you see how those lashes just kind of like, they're both sultry, but then they're kind of dolly too. I like that. This Real Technique brush, I worn this whole down. You can't even see the thing, but this is perfect for concealer. It's my favorite concealer brush. I don't, as you can see, I hardly ever use a sponge to blend out my makeup. So, okay, you saw me put on foundation, saw me put on concealer. I love this cutesy little guy. Also worn out all of the writing on it. This is the Essence. Oh, maybe I didn't. I can see it. This is the Essence Baby Got Bronze. And look at this color. Do you see that? Ooh, I love this. Little goes a long way. And this is how I've been currently contouring my nose. Let me show you. Where's my brush? I got this new like art wheel. Not art wheel. I got this new like organizer and it spins. I just don't like that it squeals. So I just take a little bit of that bronzer and put it on the edge of my nose. I don't really like taking my contour down the bridge.
Uh-oh.
I hope my mic didn't go out. Remember, I'm doing this for the first time. Hold on. Okay, don't be like me and let your mic die. Also, instead of putting the powder on the
Oh my god. What is
Oh my God, who wrote this?
okay, I didn't let y'all know that I be listening to audiobooks when I be doing my makeup, right? And I'm listening to Kingdom of the Wicked or something. I don't know. I don't really like it, but it's good in a bad way. Like it's not the best writing, but it do be gagging me sometimes. And sometimes, like, if you ever see me making like a shook face, it's probably because whatever I'm hearing in my audiobook is crazy. Okay, what I was gonna say was I go over the bridge of my nose when I powder because I want the only thing to be contoured is the tip of my nose. Does anybody else's nose just start running in the middle of their makeup routine? Oh my god, excuse me. Now, Milani setting spray. One of the things I'm hoping to talk about on this page as well is books. I have a love of books. I'm a writer, I'm a poet. I got my creative writing degree last year. I'm hoping to teach poetry and creative writing. And so I'm also hoping to talk about the books that I read. I don't think book talk is a space to talk about books critically because I think everybody has an opinion and not everybody has good critiques and reviews. This is why it's called Aisha's Makeup Corner, because in the corner there are books and opinions and poetry and articles and all the fun stuff that I think is super interconnected in the work that I do. And like I mentioned, I am listening to this audiobook. It's definitely probably going to end up in my This Is Not Great um, tag list, or it's going to end up in my I read it, but I wouldn't recommend it tag list. I wonder if you guys heard that. That was my older sister screaming. Oh my god. Anyway, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I do quick book reviews on my story every 2 months. So I have people kind of guess what was like my favorite book read, what was my least favorite, and then I rate them, give them stars, kind of give like a little spiel about each of them. The rants are like a full day affair because I usually read about 9 to 15 books in a month because, and I think I've been reading more books because I listen to them. I have my Kindle and I also read physical copies. I feel like just because I have so many different formats, I end up reading more books by the end of the month. This is the third and better be the last time you see me messing with my lash. Remember that bronzer and blush that we used for the eyeshadow look? We're going in again to actually use it as bronzer and blush. First, I start with the bronzer and I put it really far back, basically on the edge of my hijab. Whatever is left over on the brush, put it on my nose. I like this angle brush for blush. I like this angle brush. I like this angle blush. I I like.
I like this angle brush or blush.
Okay, say that 3 times. I'm gonna go in this hot pink color. It's called Dream House. And once again, I'm gonna put this on the back end because darker colors go back here. And with this, I'm just kind of stamping it on till I get the color that I want. I take this tapered brush and go in with the lighter blushes and put that right under my eye, similar to how I did the creams. See that? Very painted by Esther Coated. I love it. This was the brush that I use for my whole face. I'm just gonna go in one more time to get a seamless blend between my under eye and my blush. Look at that gradient between the bronzer, that darker blush, that lighter blush. And if I feel like I lost a little bit of that darker blush, I might just go in once more to just get some of that color back. perfect. Perfect. It's perfect. Eyes are done, base is done. This is what I call the final touches area. These are little details that just up the ante of the look. Remember what I said, low effort, high impact. One of them is eyeliner in the waterline. Got this from the beauty supply. It was like $2. I didn't ask any more questions. It's pointed, and then over time it just like wears down to like the perfect slot that goes into your waterline. So I just run this to and fro, and I hope y'all can see the difference on camera. Like it, it's already eating, right? Right? But I'm about to go even further. I'm gonna take it a step further because I always have to take it a step further, right? Two words: nail gems. I just feel like when I add these little details to my makeup look, I always get compliments. People are always like, "Oh my god, like your makeup looks so beautiful. Your makeup looks so fun." And all you needed was some nail glue and some nail gem. Oh, excuse me. Don't use nail glue. Was lash glue and some nail gems. So I'm gonna take it right where we put that brightening powder, right? Two little dots, make sure they're even, and plop them on like so. How stinking cute is that? And then what I like to do is take a diamond that is a lot smaller than the bow and put that on the front. And it just elevates the look. It's so cute. It's so easy to do. That took me like a minute. I have these glitters from Sugar Cosmetics from my mutual Kenya. This is the color Sugar Cookie. And what I like to do is put a little bit of glitter. Just adds like a little more to the look, especially because my whole look was so matte. So you can literally go all the way into your eyelid if you wanted, but I just like to keep it right in the front. Now let's go on to lips. I am the girl that uses like 5 different products for her lip combo, but I promise you they're all worth it. This is the YVN Expressions lip liner in episode 10. It's their darkest color. And I put a really thin line all around my mouth. Immediately smudge it out by pressing them together. Look how that spread. It's so creamy. They're so perfect. And they last a really, really long time. Like the color in the center of my lip will fade away, but the liner, I don't even have to reapply. This is the color episode 8, which is just like a lighter brown. And I use that to soften the edge of the lip liner. I've been really liking this brown gloss from About Face. It's in the color Play Hooky. I use that to reinforce my liner. Then with that Danessa Myricks Color Fix and Latte, I fill in my lip and it perfectly matches my blush, which is my favorite trick to do because it makes the makeup look more seamless. And then lastly, this is the Black Radiance Gloss. I don't even know what the name of the shade is, but I've had it forever. Black Radiance is such a slept on brand. Their pressed powders, their concealers, their glosses, they're all so good. If you want to be dramatic like me and add a little bit of glitter, please be dramatic and add a little bit of glitter. I went for this chocolatey brown color to kind of match with the lips and the eyes. And then my earrings perfectly match the color of the bow. So I really like my makeup looks to look seamless and put together in that way. So they have the same color story, and brown and pink, untouchable color combo. Okay, so this is the final look. Get into the details, right? So cohesive. It's very seamless blend, right? Soft on the eyes, the glitter. Remember what I said, low effort, high impact, right? Obviously, because I'm filming, it took a little bit longer, but this is a look that I could be out the door in like 40 minutes. Okay? Honestly, quicker. If you put me against a timer, I'm very competitive. I have a very competitive spirit. If you tell me I can't do something in 25, I'll do it in 23. This is also the closest thing to soft glam I'm probably ever going to get. If you follow me on my other social media, you know I do high fashion, editorial, avant garde, full glam. I've never heard of a clean girl glam in my life. You will never see it. Okay? Unless there's a check. Now I might dabble. I might dabble. I definitely learned makeup backwards. Like I learned how to do like harder, more complex makeup looks. So first, so I almost feel like doing soft glam is a little bit of a challenge for me. But like I said, if you challenge me to do something, I'm gonna go above and beyond. Okay. Concludes my very first YouTube video. I'm so glad y'all will be seeing the final product of this because already I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to shave off 40 minutes down to like maybe 12, 15 minutes? I don't know. Long format content kind of scares me, so this will be a learning curve. Like I said, this video is going to be awkward. If at any point you watch this video and was like, oh my god, she's awkward, you should drop like a heart or something. So because it's like, oh, we're on the same page that I'm awkward, but at least it's cute. At least there's like a bunch of cute pink hearts in my comments. Also, you can comment below what you want to see from me. Like I said, I'm going to do all things books, all things music. This is going to be my opinion corner, my thoughts corner, my rambling corner, my yap corner. So anything, it's no man's land is basically what I'm saying. Don't, not too much though. Let's keep it cute. Let's keep it cute. You might see some of these more simpler looks from me on my YouTube corner while I'm talking about books or music, and then you can expect to always see those more fashion, avant-garde, fancy, fantastical makeup looks from me on my Instagram and TikTok. I am Aisha the artist on all platforms. So yeah, please like, subscribe. Is this where I say like and subscribe? I feel like this is where I say like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. I will say this: we're figuring out the schedule right now, right? So the hope is that I post on YouTube twice a week, Thursdays and Saturdays. Will that happen? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. I leave everything up to God. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But this is the start of something new, so I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. And I'm gonna try to be consistent because I feel like consistency is the word of the year. So bear with me.